Well.
Hello.
Hello, John. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. Well, I'm angry. Angry at Mayfair.
Why?
A guy just rolled into our car park and as the van got out and had a piss outside our doors.
Oh, wonderful, John. I mean, maybe not wonderful, but wonderful. How are you? Other than that.
Right. Apart from that, I'm all right.
So, John.
Yeah.
You want to introduce the show?
Yes. Welcome, one and all, to this Chasing Dissent episode 100.
Ah! It didn't go off.
Oh, no.
It fell out the bottom.
We had a failure in the confetti cannon. Oh, my God.
Do it again.
Welcome, one and all, to this episode 100 of Chasing Dissent. Episode 100.
Whee!
And it's a second failure.
It worked. I'm covered in the fucking stuff. Look.
All right. Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, my God.
Well, now I'm covered.
Sure it worked.
I'm covered in confetti, John.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It rained down.
Well, there you go.
Maybe.
Well, I think it's time. It's time for a drink. Bit of ASMR. Brought to you by.
For those uninitiated to Chasing Dissent, I'm teetotal, so this should be interesting.
And I haven't had a drink for over. Oh shit! It's freaking tomato juice.
So you're making a Bloody Mary there, aren't you, John?
Yeah, I am.
I mean, you could have made it in advance. You could have made your cocktail in advance.
Well, the idea was to show you good people how to make a proper Bloody Mary.
Well, Jessie says this is going to go downhill very fast, and perhaps she's right.
So, vodka, tomato juice. Actually, I prefer to use Big Tom, but I couldn't get any.
Fucking hell! I've just noticed there's
What?
confetti in my drink.
Oh, you silly! See, schoolboy error.
I'm guessing it went down in the glass.
That was tomato juice. Now some additional
Oh,
accompaniment.
oh,
Generous helping.
oh! I just drank half of that.
Worcester sauce.
John,
Secret ingredient. Celery salt. Ben?
John, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Please entertain the good folks for 2 minutes.
That's what I'm doing. I'm making a bloody.
We'll entertain them properly. I'm going to put you on big screen. I've got to run off. I'll be right back.
Just a pinch of Himalayan pink salt. Just to give it that little je ne sais quoi. And then the secret ingredient, just to top it off, with a little bit of pale sherry. This is what just makes the icing on the cake when it comes to a Bloody Mary, even though it's not a cake and there is no icing.
I'm back!
Oh, how good of you to come back.
I'm
There
back.
we are. That is how you make a perfect Bloody Mary.
And that is a brilliant intro to tonight's show. How do you like the new look, John? Very simple, very elegant.
Gently stirring it. Gently stirring it.
How does everybody else like the new look?
I need to dig through about 15 screens to find it.
He's not even watching us. He's not even watching us.
Oh, I'm watching us, but I'm watching us on. Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Oh, the glitter curtains are not staying. They're just for tonight. They came from Poundland. This all came from Poundland. We're not the Jack Daniels honey, but we were supposed to do this episode from Florida, John. And I'm a little bit sad that we weren't able to.
Oh, that hits the spot.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little bit sad that we weren't able to do tonight's show from Florida. And did you hear that breaking news from earlier on? Wednesday, Australia will go back to normal fully when it comes to travel and everything.
Well,
right?
there's something to take off the list then. Yeah.
And it's also now being rumoured that Sleepy Joe's about to do the same. And if he does this week, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah. Well, yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'm going to be so pissed off if it's like a week or two after the fact.
Going to be annoyed.
Annoyed, yes. Annoyed is an understatement.
Tomato juice annoyed 2020.
Okay, I've just got Jack Daniels and honey and Coke, and it actually tastes pretty good.
Yes, so the Asda man then shouted back at me as if it was my fault that he was taking a piss in my car park outside my doors.
But it's your car park.
Yeah, so he was angry. And then, so I retreated to the building and thought, I'll just fucking tweet it to Asda, which I did.
And how have Asda taken it?
Well, they haven't replied yet.
What a bunch of bastards.
I sent them a picture as well.
What a bunch of bastards.
So I have full CCTV of the event.
Good. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do, and I would like to see that CCTV. Obviously, put a nice blur in the way if you have to.
He turns his back to us while he's actually taking the pee, but you see the liquid on the floor.
Oh, so you see the aftermath. You see the puddle.
Yeah, so where was I?
I don't know. Where were you?
Yeah, as if it was my fault.
Anyway.
And then he come out his van. Then I saw him come out his van on CCTV and take a photograph of the building. So I don't know what his thoughts are here, because he's the one that's done the bad thing.
Well, yes. He's done he's a bad man.
Yeah. So I don't quite understand his thinking here.
I'm with you. I don't really understand his thinking either. But apart from that, anything else interesting? You've been watching the Formula One today. Was it any good?
Well, it was interesting. It's a strange one because there was a couple of things happened on it that were different. I don't know if anyone watches Formula One, but yes, there was a crash, and they didn't show us the crash. They didn't replay the crash for ages because they weren't sure of the status of the driver. But
well, they weren't sure whether or not he was dead.
Well, yeah, but that's a new one on me because normally you see the replay straight away. So I don't know if this is a new touchy-feely policy, i.e. you don't show the replay. Although anyone can really rewind and have a look at it. Yeah. But so they didn't show the replay. And then when they did show the replay, they never mentioned whose fault it was.
Well, whose fault was it?
Well, it was George Russell's fault.
George Russell, this is a name I do not know, John.
Well, he's an English driver who drives for Mercedes. He's Lewis Hamilton's teammate.
Oh, so
basically, he was the only one moving direction, i.e. everybody's going forward, but he was also going sideways, and he closed the door on the Alpha Tauri, who couldn't go left, or he would have hit the car that crashed. So he hit the car that was moving towards him, i.e. George Russell. Well, or George Russell hit him, which then put George Russell into the car that then flipped and went into the barriers.
Oh, wow. It sounds exciting, to be fair.
At about 120 miles an hour.
Sounds exciting, it does.
Yeah, well, he slid across the rest of the racetrack on his upside down.
Ah, like Stranger Things.
Yeah. So it was quite exciting. But immediately after that, there was a red flag because of the crash. One assumed. But there were also Stop Oil protesters had invaded the track and were sitting on it. Now, that's... If there hadn't been a crash and they hadn't put the red flag out straight away, you would have had flat-out Formula One cars bearing down on people sitting on the track. That could have been nasty.
Have you? Obviously, we all know the theory of natural selection, right? I think that these make a good case for it. People like these stop oil protesters, they're idiots. They don't even know why they're protesting. They don't know what they're talking about. It's the same with most CC protesters. None of them are scientists. None of them have ever read any of the data. They've just heard something either on the telly or on the radio or on the internet, and they've gone, I need to get on that cause. I don't know, but I need to get on that cause. I need to be on a cause. So, John.
Yeah.
Do we have a list? And if so, should...
You ready? Okay. Yeah, we do have a list. As they say.
Let's dig in indeed. Shalini was like, rave time. Whoop! I'm with this. Jack Daniels already. I'm already having a little bit of a conversation with Mr. Jack in my head.
Right.
So let's start.
Okay, let's start with the list. Starting with the NATO conference that's just wound up.
What about it?
Well, the NATO conference that's just wound up, they've kind of put together a document, and they've said certain things that they're going to do as a result of the ongoing situation. So the last time they had a NATO conference, when the document was published, Russia was named as a kind of partner, a partner to NATO, and that they were working towards the same objectives, i.e. world peace. But now Russia is not a partner anymore. Russia is a hostile.
Russia, and don't mistake this for me thinking Russia are the good guys, because I feel like I have to say this every time we talk about this. We don't support Russia just as much as we don't support Ukraine. We don't support either side in this stupid...
Yeah, but there's more to it, because China's mentioned as well, and China's now listed as a challenge.
So the point I'm trying to make here is, isn't Russia the country that keeps asking for peace talks? And isn't Ukraine the country that keeps saying no?
Yeah, because Ukraine's not really working for themselves anymore, are they? Well, they never have been. They're working for the West, and the West don't really want peace, do they?
No, because war makes money. War is money.
But exactly.
A nice economic reset is underway.
Right, so...
Come on, John, we got to keep the people entertained.
Yeah.
And informed.
More to the point.
Right.
They've missed... If they haven't watched my video about China versus the world...
They probably should.
Yeah, they probably should, but they haven't, because they think there's going to be a hot war in Europe between Russia and NATO.
Right.
And their main concern is to keep China out of it so as they can win it. They don't have a clue. China's not interested in Europe. Russia's not interested in Europe. China wants America. And there are loads and loads of cargo ships now heading for America from China.
Oh dear.
They're not in Shanghai.
Oh dear.
They're not in Shanghai anymore. There are loads of them streaming across the ocean.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Let's hope John's wrong. That's all I'm going to say.
Let's hope John's wrong. Yeah.
Let's hope John is wrong. And if you haven't watched it, you need to go and watch it. China versus the world. YouTube.com/Chasing Dissent Official. China versus the world. Go and watch it.
Yeah. So while NATO is concentrating on Europe and talking about increasing the amount of troops on readiness, from 80,000 to 300,000 or whatever, it's not going to make any difference if the attack doesn't come in Europe. If it comes in
If it
American
comes off
soil.
if it comes off a load of cargo ships, John.
Yeah, and if it comes on American soil. So
And
the
that
US,
Xi Jinping is a sneaky bastard.
he is indeed, and the US tested their hypersonic missile, didn't they?
Did it work?
No, it did not.
No, it didn't work.
It failed. It failed miserably.
I mean, we shouldn't really be laughing because,
No, we shouldn't.
I mean,
We
let's
shouldn't.
face it, the USA is the linchpin of Western civilization at this time. It is.
Yeah.
It is. And if the USA falls, so falls the West. It's as simple as that.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
yeah, eventually, fucking most of the European... I know we're not supposed to swear so much now, but most of the European leaders, they keep looking over at China and the Shanghai lockdowns and this, that and the other, and they're chomping at the bit. They're salivating. They're going, we need to be able to do that to our citizens. It's disturbing.
Yeah.
It's concerning. And this is where we are. So shall we move on?
Yeah, okay. AOC?
Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez.
Cortez.
What has she done now, John?
She's made a bit of an inflammatory statement.
She does that all the time, John.
Yeah, but she's actually called for violence. She said that now is the time to be bombing, I think,
What?
her opponents. That now is the time to be bombing their offices.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you
That's what I'm
confirm that?
Well, she made the statement. I watched her say it. It's a video.
Well, if that video is there, she needs to be arrested.
Yeah, yeah, I would have thought so.
And-
Because it's a completely inflammatory statement. And why is she still on Twitter?
I don't know.
Because that's what I get banned for. Promoting violence.
Well, and yours was a joke.
Mine was a joke.
It was a joke. It was a very, very easy to understand joke as well.
Yeah.
It was a joke about a certain Miss Arden.
Yeah. And a certain Ms. Sturgeon.
Have you got Miss Arden on the list?
Yeah.
Should we
She's
segue?
next.
Should we segue over to her?
Well, of course you can, because she's next. So,
Where do you want to start? Where shall we begin?
well, our friend Jacinda's over here. Yeah?
Jacinda, this
That's
is
him.
this is to you.
Yeah. So, why is she over here?
To beg for tourists, John.
Exactly. That's what she's doing. She is begging for tourists.
She's going on TV, please, everybody in the UK, come back to New Zealand. We haven't got any money. We need your money.
And why is she begging for tourists?
Because she locked her country up.
And how much of her country relies on tourism?
Most of it.
21% of her economy. 21%. A whole fifth of the New Zealand economy is tourism.
Yep.
Or not, as the case may be.
And so she's begging. She's begging, please, come back. Come back, please. We need you. And then people like me are going, all the while you and your party are in power.
Nope. Not interested.
Not interested whatsoever. And if you are interested in going over to New Zealand, we're not here to make your decisions for you. We're here to just express how we feel. And I feel that without trying to upset censors, what Miss Ardern did to her country over the last 2 years is reprehensible. And she should not be rewarded for it. And she should not be seen as some kind of tourism saviour that saved their economy. I'm sorry, but she needs to be brought down a peg or two, metaphorically. But I won't be even thinking. I won't even be thinking about going over there. I mean, obviously we kind of hypocritical because we wanted to go over to the United States, right?
Yeah.
But then we wanted to go over to a state that tried its best to not do any of this, and then it just sort of had no choice at the federal level, right?
Yeah.
So, at least we can say that Governor Ron DeSantis, in our view, is one of the only really good politicians left in the world.
Yeah, well, yeah. And that segues nicely into Australia.
Oh, no, we're not ready to go over there yet. We're sticking with Jacinda.
All right, okay. What have you got more to say about?
Oh,
Jacinda?
I've got more to say about Jacinda.
Did you see the tweet that Justin from that Justin from Eurostar made.
No. What did
About
Justin
how-
from Eurostar say?
Justin from Eurostar said it was a pleasure to bring Jacinda over to London from Brussels on the Eurostar.
Oh, Justin. Oh, Justin. I mean, I know you obviously like your weekends at the stables, but come on, Justin. Come on. No. The reason that I wanted to continue to talk about Jacinda, just for a minute, is because we have seen it, haven't we? We have seen the picture. The New Zealand horse and the ginger growler
Yes, we
have joined forces.
yeah.
Oh my god, they have got two of the most shrill voices on the planet.
Yeah.
Imagine that imagine being in the room for that conversation. Just no thank you. No thank you. And for those who are uninitiated, that is Jacinda Ardern and Labour's Angela Rayner, also known by her own words as the ginger growler.
Indeed.
So let's move on to Australia then, John.
Well, yes, and as you mentioned in the preamble, Australia has indeed dropped its pants. It's dropped everything.
Yes, it has.
Desperate need to whore itself out for more tourism.
Absolutely. They've just dropped all restrictions, including testing, including double jabby stabbies, and their passenger locator forms. All gone from this Wednesday. 100% travel normality. At a time when their quote-unquote cases, I think, are at the highest they've ever been. Around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Very odd, isn't it?
makes sense. It's following the science.
It's following this, ladies and gentlemen. The science.
The science.
The science. We praise the science. We give thanks to the science. We give reverence to the science.
Indeed.
Thank you for keeping us safe for the last 2.5 years. Thank you. The science.
The science.
Let's move on.
And moving on, News Punch.
News Punch.
Yes, it's an online news site, but it seems to be fairly genuine. So I'm naming sources, but it's reporting that Ukrainian officials seem to be snapping up property in Switzerland.
I've heard this. Heard this. Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Yes, it is indeed, because these Ukrainian officials are serving members of Zelensky's party.
Well, I guess about a year or so ago, or maybe a bit longer, wasn't the wife of a Ukrainian official caught with just suitcases full of money, trying to hop the country?
Well, yeah. She was. And there's more about that.
Okay.
Something very similar later on.
Okay. Ooh. Well, that might be a segue then.
Well, maybe it is, because that might be the Ukrainian lawyer who has denied being part of a £65 million bank fraud as her husband got arrested.
65 million.
65 million pounds.
How much of that was British public money, John?
Probably most of it, because it's in Britain.
Oh my God! I don't have a moderator. We need John. Can you get on the YouTube and moderate this chat, please?
Is Adam not on YouTube?
He's not a moderator. You are.
How the
You need to ban this. You need to ban this.
hell did I do it? How did I get onto the chat?
So go to the live stream.
Yeah,
You should just see the chat.
2 secs. Right, I see the live stream.
Can you see the?
Well, no, it's taking me into the edit page of the live stream.
That's no good. Actually, go to it on the channel.
Yeah.
Go and watch. Yeah, we've got a bot. We've got a porn bot in the chat.
Yeah, right, I'm trying. Good God, man. Give me a minute.
Come on, Jesus Christ.
Right, show me it.
This,
Right, hold on, I'm nearly there. I'm there.
right.
I'm hearing myself, hold on. Chat. Where the fuck's the chat? Where's the chat?
I can do it here. Block user on YouTube. I think I've done
I
it.
can't even see the chat. Oh, right, okay, I've got it.
I blocked it. I did it from the restream chat.
Well, why didn't you do that in the first
I didn't know you could do it until just this second. I didn't know.
Jeez, there's a lot of didn't knows coming up here.
Well, I don't know really how to do much, and that's why Adam built this very simple, very elegant, suave new look for the show. Because I don't know how to do it. I'm very technologically illiterate. And so, Oh, hi, Vaughan. Heidi. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome the people in the chat. And I can see that you are talking there. You're all having a nice conversation. And I hope you are all doing well this evening. Thank you, Lisa, who says, congratulations, Ben and John, on your 100th episode. Now, don't think we are ignoring you. We are just going to take some time to come to the chat a bit later, aren't we, John?
Yes.
So let's move on.
Moving on. So back to the list.
Yes.
So, speaking about Formula One, as we were earlier,
Yes.
our good friend Bernie. our good friend Bernie's been in the news quite a lot. Yeah. Bernie Ecclestone, former owner of Formula One.
Yep. Probably now seen as a traitor to the West.
Yeah, which is now owned by Liberty Media. No connection.
No.
Has said he would take a bullet for his good friend Putin, who's a stand-up guy.
He did say that, yeah. He went on TV, on British TV, and said that Vladimir Putin's a stand-up guy and that he would take a bullet for him.
Good Morning Britain, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
I think it's tremendous.
I think it's hilarious. I do. I think it's hilarious. I do have to go back to chat because Vaughan says I like the minimalist look with the black screen. I think it looks great. Yeah. But
so I mean, at least Bernie's he's not leaving you wondering where he stands.
Well, no, he's not. I think he couldn't be clearer if he tried.
Yeah, I'd take a bullet for him. He's a stand-up chap.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't take a bullet for many people. Maybe my kids, my wife if it's a good day, but.
Yeah, I'd try and avoid taking a bullet. Yeah.
I mean, I would try and avoid taking a bullet. Anyway, I mean, you've got to wonder, what the hell is the person the person you're taking a bullet for? What have they done to warrant a bullet being fired at them?
Yeah.
It's like that Bruno Mars song, isn't it? I catch a grenade for you.
I'd catch a grenade and give it to you.
Yeah, but why are they chucking a grenade at her, John?
Well, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose it's the kind of thing that you say stupidly as a youth. Well, and then it comes back to bite you when the actual situation occurs and you've got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I bet that guy that never actually married Jacinda is breathing a sigh of relief right now.
I think so too. I mean, if it was me and I'd made it as far as the church, I would be looking for the biggest open window.
Dodged a bullet.
Absolutely dodged a raging horse. Like all you had to do.
Nay. Right. Oh, okay.
Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah, talking about dodging bullets. The Lancet, of all people, of all publications.
Are you going to have to be very careful with your words here,
yes,
John?
yes, very careful. They are reporting that something may indeed have originated in a US laboratory.
Yeah, I've heard this report actually going on for probably about a year and a half now, that something was at least designed in a US laboratory.
Well, if you remember, if I could take you back in time,
you can.
To probably something like episode 25 or 30. Right?
Yeah.
When we spoke about people who'd been arrested at Boston Airport.
I mean, we've spoken about this more recently as well.
Yes, we have.
Because we tried to remind people of it, that it happened. Yeah. It's a thing. It happened.
And it's on the US government website, so it happened.
Well, it has to be there, but they don't draw attention to it, do they, John?
They don't, but the professor of a US government biological laboratory was arrested at Boston Airport on his way out while trying to catch a flight from Boston to
Wuhan,
along with his intern, who later they just happened to find out was a serving captain in the Chinese army.
You can't make this shit up.
No, you
can't make this shit up.
You can't make this shit up. So that was quite interesting.
Yeah, I quite mind blowing, really. But yeah, I've always heard that it was perhaps designed here, not here, but in the US,
Yeah.
and it was perhaps cultivated, shall we say, in Wuhan.
Cultivated. I like that. Yeah.
Yes, or cultured.
Cultured.
In
And
Wuhan.
Subsequently, inadvertently released.
Inadvertently, released in Wuhan, Johnny, Wuhan.
Do you remember? We never ever found out what happened to the monkeys. Do you remember the monkeys?
We don't talk about the monkeys, John.
No, do you remember them? The Indian monkeys
Yes.
who broke into a grade 4 biolab and stole the samples. So a troop of monkeys managed to break in to a grade 4 biolab and steal the only samples there. Yeah, that happened. That's not from the big book of things that never happened. That happened. Yeah.
Ninja monkeys, says Adam.
Unscrupulous Asiatic monkeys.
Shall we move on?
Moving on. Okay. Moving across to one of our great defenders and our saviours, that company known as Pfizer.
Right.
They've put the price up on the cost of a treat.
It was already super expensive to begin with.
Oh, but they've not put it up by just a little. They put it up by 56%.
Yes.
So it goes from like $19 a shot to 30.
So.
A shot, not a file, a shot.
No, yeah. So this just shows, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just shows how in the pocket of big pharma the governments are. And obviously we kind of have to be, once again, careful with what we say because we want to remain on platforms. But it's profiteering.
It's profiteering, and it appears to be, dare I say it, people paying for the pleasure of getting something they didn't quite anticipate.
I think you
can leave it at that.
I think that is a very good way to say it. I do. And ladies and gentlemen, just for avoidance of doubt, you know what it is.
You know what it is.
You know what it is. Let's move on.
Well, swiftly. Moving across to Gaia Young. Do you remember Gaia Young?
I don't.
I think it was Toby Young's sister or some relation with it. She died at the age of 25. Oh,
suddenly?
Yeah, she did. This was about just over a year ago, I think.
Okay.
She had an excruciating headache, and she was taken to hospital. And this girl apparently has never done drugs in her life. So the doctors thought she was on drugs and left her for 6 hours to sober up, as her brain swelled up and killed her. That was the autopsy. And it swelled up because of you know what.
Do you know what?
What, Ben?
It's the same story. And I hear that same story again and again. It's the headache. It's the unbearable headache. And I've heard it from so many people now who have lost loved ones. Right? And at some point, their stories have to be acknowledged. Mm-hmm. The only mainstream news channel that's doing anything right now is GB News. And still I don't trust them. But at least someone like Mark Steyn is consistently harping on. Tucker
mentions it now.
Yeah, but he's not on GB News, is he? He's over in the States. But
yeah.
But over here, and the thing is, people are telling the same story over and over again. And at what point are they just going to be listened to? That's the break-in, isn't it? You see so many people. I mean, I've seen relatives of people that have died because of the thing.
Yeah.
be banned from Twitter for talking about the fact that their husband, their son, their father, their mum have died because of the thing. And they get banned from Twitter. They are silenced. Their voices are silenced. They can't even tell their story. They can't even potentially warn somebody else.
Yep.
And I would say that a social media company that does that is complicit in the removal of informed consent.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's all I'm going to say, because there's a lot more I could say, John.
Yeah, but we don't want to go.
No.
Moving on.
Yeah.
So, the FBI's most wanted list, Crypto Queen has been added to it. Do you remember Crypto Queen?
I can't say that I do.
So Crypto Queen was a Bulgarian who was selling a cryptocurrency at the peak
Yep.
and is now wanted for a $4 billion fraud.
She did a pump and dump then.
Yeah. She was last seen on a flight from Bulgaria to Greece and has never been seen since.
So,
now, if I had $4 billion, you wouldn't fucking see me again either.
no. So, ladies and gentlemen, what a pump and dump is, and I'm going to try and explain this as I understand it, is they take a cryptocurrency. It could be a completely new, completely unknown cryptocurrency.
She made the cryptocurrency,
Yeah,
so it was basically a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, so what they do is then they hype it up through social media. They may often even pay celebrity influencers to hype up this cryptocurrency. It pumps the value right up, and then they dump all of theirs when it's at what they think is a peak, and then the entire value crashes, and everyone that bought in ends up with nothing. The most recent example of this, Terra Luna, right?
Yeah.
Everyone was buying into this. They thought it was going to be the next big coin. And that was it. Bang. The bottom crashed out. It was worthless. People lost millions. Some people literally, individually, lost millions that they had put into this cryptocurrency. And Shalini says, I'm still waiting for Sausage Dog Crypto. Well, it's the same as things like, well, Elon Musk kind of pumps, doesn't he? He kind of pumps cryptos, especially Doge, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. They pump it up, they raise the value, they increase the value through word of mouth, and it can happen very quickly. A coin can go from worthless to worth billions in overnight. And then the people who hold the majority of that coin dump it all for fiat currency, the fiat currency that you have put in onto the coin. And then they take it out, bang, you've lost everything. And this is going to keep happening. It keeps happening again and again and again. And now, am I a fan of regulation? Not really. Not really. But you have to be wary. You have to be very wary. And every 2 minutes, there's a new quote-unquote meme coin created. And these coins can start to increase in value. And then people will buy in, and people will buy in, and then you will lose everything. Mm-hmm. You don't even like Bitcoin, do you, John?
I'm not a great fan of digital currency in any form.
No.
I don't think it's safe.
Well, the bottom can drop out at any minute.
Yeah, it's not just that. I mean, it's too easily controlled by, for instance, bringing down the network.
Yeah.
What do you do? I mean, where's your money?
Well, exactly.
You're going to write it on a bit of paper and go, "Here's my Bitcoin address. here's my key. Take some Bitcoin." I can't do that because there's fucking no internet. Because
it's a gamble.
Just been hit by an EMP and the whole network's down, and we're never going to get the internet back, and we're living in the Stone Age.
And I don't even at all understand the concept of NFTs. Right? I don't. And people can call me whatever for that, but it's just not something I've ever looked into. But people are literally drawing like a stick man and selling it for $100,000. I don't understand.
Yeah, I just wouldn't touch it.
Surely you can right click and save the NFT. You can just right click it and download it, and just that's yours now, and you don't have to pay the $100,000.
I have no idea. I don't know how it works.
I'm just putting it out there. You don't have to pay the $100,000, right? You can right click the picture, save as, Then you have the picture. It's just, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Let's move on.
No. Okay, moving on. Did you see the Chucky Subway video?
I did.
What did you think about it?
I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but I thought it was freaking hilarious.
So what did you think it was for?
See, I'm not actually sure, because I know they're shooting the second season of the Chucky TV show right now. And in that show, so they're doing a Chucky TV show made by the original creator, Don Mancini, starring Brad Dourif as Chucky, because they made that reboot where Mark Hamill was Chucky a couple of years ago. But
did they?
Oh yeah,
Mark Hamill was Chucky.
Yeah, he played Chucky.
Did he play him all right, or?
I never watched it because I didn't want to see it. But
okay.
But
I've never actually seen a Chucky movie.
Well, they're continuing the actual canon story with on a TV show, and the first season was actually pretty freaking good. I really did enjoy it. But at the end of that, Chucky dolls that were all possessed by Chucky were being distributed in vans and planes across the United States to go and wreak havoc absolutely everywhere. So I'm wondering, could this be some kind of viral marketing? Because the second season comes out in about 4 months.
Well, apparently not.
No?
No, apparently not. Apparently it was a social experiment along the lines of the Milgram experiment.
Oh.
In a different, subtle way, but what they'd done was the person that Chucky attacked wasn't wearing a mask. And nobody came to her defense. And they tried this in a couple of subway carriages, and nobody came to her defense because she wasn't wearing a mask. So obviously she's a bad person and deserves to get whatever happens, even if it's an attack by Chucky.
Are we sure it's not just viral marketing for the second season of the Chucky
Well, it could
show?
be, but they're claiming it's a social experiment.
I'm gonna call maybe on that one, because it just seems too seems too convenient. Because like I say, the marketing campaign would really start ratcheting up now because we're only a few months out from release. And like I said, at the end of the
it was a Brooklyn filmmaker called Rodrigo Valencia.
Well, fair enough.
The guy that made it.
If that's the case, then that's the case. But it was very interesting. It is very interesting. Are you making another Bloody Mary?
Yeah, I'll have one more.
Ah.
So the guy, or on the same page, there's the Atlanta subway worker. You want to mention that?
What about the Atlanta subway worker?
Remember the Atlanta subway worker that got shot dead?
No, I don't.
You told me about it. He made a subway.
Oh, Subway as in the... I thought you meant because we were talking about the New York subway. I thought you meant...
No.
Yeah, so in Atlanta, Georgia, an employee at Subway, at a petrol station, just last week actually, was shot dead in cold blood. And another one seriously wounded by gunshot in front of her own small child, I might add. But the reason that this person was shot dead was because they put too much mayo on the guy's sandwich. Now, people will use that as an argument against guns, right? And I see it. I see the logic. And I see that logic as to why they would do that. But do you think somebody that is getting so angry about mayo on a sandwich that they would shoot somebody dead is carrying that gun legally? Because I certainly don't.
No.
I certainly don't. Because, in fact, it is very hard to purchase a gun in the United States. You can't just go into a shop and go, give me a gun.
Especially in the big cities.
Well, yeah. And I mean, there is in places like New York, the restrictions are severe.
It's harder to purchase a gun in New York than it is here.
Yeah. It's awful. I mean, Tim Pool had guns that were bought for him that he was not allowed in New York. So until he moved to where he is now, I think he's in Vermont, I'm not sure. But whenever he moved to where he is now was the only time he could pick up the gun, like 14 months after it was sent to him. It had to be held at a gun store and he wasn't allowed to go and get it. It's not. It's a myth in the United States that you can just walk into a shop and go, "Give me, I'll take this one, please," and then walk out with it. There are background checks. There are waiting periods. You have to wait to purchase it. You cannot just walk in, buy a gun, and walk out. Maybe you can if you've already had the background check and they can just look on the system and say, "Yep, that's fine." But it's not that easy.
No, that's not that.
It's not that easy. You can't just... And this is the myth, isn't it? It's a myth that those on the quote-unquote left, and I say that because they aren't really the left, the far left, they think you can just walk into a shop, buy a gun, and walk out. And I'm telling you now, in my opinion, that man in that subway was not carrying that gun legally, John.
No, I doubt it.
I doubt it. Militant Mushroom says, new plans for New York. To get a permit, you have to provide 3 years of social media.
No chance of us getting one then. Anyway.
I don't think we've ever made any threats on social media, John.
No, just mine that got me banned off Twitter for making a joke.
Yeah, but it was a joke.
Yeah, I know it was a joke. But...
You're allowed to make jokes.
No, you're not. You cannot make a joke, especially when it concerns your leader and the leader of another country. You just cannot make jokes. It's verboten. Verboten, I say.
Ah, das ist verboten! Ja! Sorry, that just came out. Let's move on.
EU regulators
Arseholes then.
have warned that boosters may adversely affect immune systems. I'm just leaving that out there.
Just
as EU regulators.
I think we're going to have to move on before I start singing I Told You So.
Yeah, okay. And here's one I want you to speak about, because you made a little video about it, didn't you?
Oh, go for it.
About Liz Truss and what she wants to do in Taiwan. What does Liz want to do to Taiwan?
So our wonderful Foreign Secretary, ladies and gentlemen, Liz Truss, praise be upon her, has decided in her infinite wisdom and her godlike charm, shall we say, that she will arm Taiwan against China. Ladies and gentlemen, if she manages to achieve this, drink the fuck up and dig a hole.
Yeah.
That's all I say. Drink up and dig a hole.
Yeah.
And hope
she
the hole is deep enough to survive.
China versus the world.
Mr. Jungle Griffin says, Truss trying to recreate the Cuban crisis. This is worse than that. This is way worse than that.
This is way worse than that.
This is almost certain to initiate World War III. If you arm Taiwan, you are making a statement against China militarily. And they aren't going to take kindly to that. This is China.
You have to remember it's China!
It's China!
It's the most evil country in the world.
Well, it's the most evil government in the world.
Yeah, okay. The CCP run the country. It is the most evil government of a country in the world.
It is. It is, absolutely. You are not wrong. You are not wrong, John.
And speaking about the government, Winnie visited Hong Kong.
How many armed guards did he have, John?
I don't know, but this is the first time he's visited, I think, since the lockdown started.
Right.
And strangely, it coincided with Johnson saying that we weren't giving up on Hong Kong. I'm not quite sure what part we're not giving up on, since we already gave up on it.
Well, didn't we offer every single Hong Kong citizen British citizenship?
Yeah, we did, but what part of Hong Kong did we not give up on? Because we gave up on it.
We gave it away.
Yeah, we gave it back.
We gave it back. Yeah, we did.
So I don't understand how we're not giving up on it. Are we going to go back in and take it back? I don't think so. I really don't think so.
There's a John. Can you hear it's just you on the screen for a minute, right? I just want you to look around. Can you hear a voice? Hi there, John. It's me, Elmo.
No, I can hear Elmo.
Hi there, John. How are you doing, John?
I thought Elmo was dead.
I'm not quite dead yet, but I'm still in a hospital bed.
Oh, poor Elmo.
My immune system's completely gone, John.
Poor Elmo.
Poor Elmo. Nobody can tickle Elmo anymore.
Oh.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I mean, poor Elmo, right?
I know.
It's just his immune system.
You'll find out about Elmo in due course.
You will. You'll find out more. You'll find out more about Elmo in due course.
You shall find out more about Elmo.
That is, of course, if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Chasing Dissent Official. That is youtube.com/Chasing Dissent Official. And if you want to support us, you can do so at the links in the chat right now. You can join us on Patreon at patreon.com/Chasing Dissent or subscribestar.com/Chasing Dissent. We would appreciate your money. Let's move on.
2 items left.
We're not even an hour in.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. We've ripped through it for some reason.
It's been funny though.
Yeah. So, speaking of funny, we had to touch on this one. I've only got 2 words in the the aide de memoir in the list. Okay?
Right.
So I'll give you the second word, and you try and give me the first word.
Go for it.
If the second word is sucks, the first word would be
sucks.
Yeah, sucks.
Well, who sucks?
Yeah.
Biden?
Sucks. No, who sucks? Who sucks?
Carrie sucks. Carrie sucks. Carrie sucks. Carrie sucks.
You cracked it. Yeah. So Carrygate. So we any further forward? Was it Gavin Williamson?
I think so. I can't say for sure.
And did he say, "How about a shot, Carrie"?
Well, we don't know that, do we?
I don't know if he speaks like that. He probably doesn't.
He kind of looks the type, though, doesn't he? He looks like a weirdo.
Show me one that doesn't.
Well, this is it. This is it. So yes, yes, Chrissy, yes. So it was alleged, and anybody who's been on social media will know, it has been alleged in recent days that Boris Johnson received oral copulation in his parliamentary office from his then mistress.
I think the term is fellatio.
Yes, but I was trying to get around the censors, but by his then mistress. Carrie.
What was her name?
I don't bloody know.
Carrie, I'm a green person, and you will follow my bidding.
Carrie Psycho. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. So it appears that an MP, and we believe it could have been Gavin Williamson, walked in to Johnson's parliamentary office. Simmons, that's right, Carrie Simmons, walked into Johnson's parliamentary office and then kept quiet. And is now Sir Gavin Williamson.
There you go.
Very interesting, that, isn't it? Very interesting that some absolute nobody just happens to get a knighthood. Interesting.
Nice. I bet Rick Mail died because the Right Honourable Alan Bastard MP was probably too close to the bone.
Right.
You know. Remember he told us that he dropped a few truth bombs just before he died, actually, didn't he? Well,
yes, he did. And God rest his soul, because he was one annoying but funny guy. He was funny. He was annoying, but he was funny. And Adrian Edmondson has just not been the same without him, right?
No, definitely not.
So before you move to the last item on tonight's list, yes. I've just got a happy birthday to give out. Happy birthday, Tom Cruise. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Maverick.
You absolute Scientologist nutjob. Happy birthday.
Although he is wearing a lot better than Kelly McGillis.
Yeah, yeah. How many surgeries do you think Tom Cruise has had? Do you think he just has a little nip and tuck like every other week?
Well, I think he's had a few.
Yeah, he definitely has, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And also, how many times do you reckon he's got his slave Scientologists to do renovations to his house and car? See, I love a lot of Tom Cruise's movies. I think he's a good actor. But he's also high up in an organisation that literally keeps slaves that they beat.
Yeah.
So, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, really. You got to separate the art from the artist. But
Indeed.
But fuck Scientology. Anyway, let's move on to the last part of the list.
So the last item on the list is I saw a UK Army advert today.
Be the best, John. Be the best.
No, it wasn't Be the Best. This was not one of the ones that we've seen. This was a new one.
Oh.
It says, "What does the modern army look like?" And all it was a big eye, right? It was focused on an eye, and then it zoomed out, and it zoomed out, and it zoomed out, and I thought, that is so. This was an army advert for the UK Army, right?
Right.
But it was a girl,
right,
and she was Chinese. And I'm sitting fucking thinking, how ironic! They just don't have the fucking irony button at all, do they? How ironic can you get? You're advertising what does the UK Army look like? It zooms out, it's a Chinese girl. Now, not only are we in the throes of just about being taken over by China, now we're fucking showing them that that's what our army's going to be. Oh.
Yeah. Well, speaking of our army, just before we came live, the army's official Twitter accounts, the Ministry of Defence Twitter account, all hacked.
Yeah.
They are tweeting NFT posts, according to Adam, at the moment. So, yeah. That's our army, ladies and gentlemen. Hacked. Hacked. Right now, as we speak.
Yeah. Doing well.
Doing very well. And to come to your point about the Chinese woman in the advert, I mean, the brass balls on the British Army for trolling, I will say.
Yeah.
I mean, you got credit where credit's due. And if that is one massive troll, fantastic, right? But hopefully it's not a warning of things to come.
I think it's more likely to be a warning of things to come.
Well, I hope not. Apparently, Chrissy howled at the hacked account. Well, that's the last item on the list, so I think it's time for a bit of a free flow. I think perhaps we go to the chat and see if they've got anything to say. Right?
Yeah, why not?
So let's go to you people. Let's go. I'm going to go back through the chat, see if there's anything worth saying. Chrissy says, Williamson looks like Frank Spencer. I always imagine him sounding that way. Oh, Betty! Oh, dear. Do you want to check the other platforms, John?
Yeah, there's nothing on BNT.
Traitors! I mean, what? Oh, dear. Oh, dearie me. So this is our 100th conversation about the news, and the show has evolved quite a bit over the time. We've changed up the format, we've changed how it looks, we've got a fresh new look from tonight, which I really like because it's just a lot less intrusive, and it's pretty much exactly what I wanted. And I now that John taught me how to do a few more things with the OBS, I can make things just look a little bit sharper and nicer, and I hope you're enjoying it. Shalini says, oh my fucking god, at the cinema yesterday, all the ads were ethnic and every car was electric. So, over-representing ethnic groups in advertisement.
What about California? What about UK?
What about it?
Was it the UK? They're not putting a bill through They're not putting a bill through just now about being able to stop you charging your electric car if the grid's. if the grid's overloaded.
I think that's California.
Is that California?
Yeah, so they're
No, California have asked you to stop doing it.
Yeah,
I think there's some kind of bill going through the UK about electric.
so being able to stop people charging their electric cars because the grid might be overloaded. And I tell you what, if everybody drives an electric car, the grid will be constantly overloaded.
You can't. Everybody can't drive an electric car, so there's a big problem here. And I mean, they looked at it to make to provide enough electric cars for Canada, just Canada, right? Now Canada only has a population of what, 20 million people?
Yep.
Right. So to provide enough electric cars for just Canada would require 87% of the whole Earth's rare earth minerals. Right? So that leaves us 13% for everybody else.
It doesn't add up, does it?
No, that doesn't compute.
A lot of this doesn't compute.
Even with the calculating skills of Rishi Sunak, you're not going to work that one out.
So I'm going to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole here, John.
Uh-huh.
Not really a rabbit hole, but I'm going to make a statement that might be a bit inflammatory. But there are people now tweeting, quite often I see, it's almost as if they don't want us to travel. Right? Oh, it's almost as if they don't want us to travel. It's almost as if they don't want us to travel. And these are people who were previously believing in every narrative going, right?
Yeah.
It's not almost as if they don't want you to travel. It is that they don't want you to travel.
Yeah.
It's not almost as if.
No, they don't want you to travel.
And that's what shutting down economies, stopping your movements, stopping international travel, and even now when international travel is quote-unquote back to normal, Emma Kenny, the TV host, is currently in an airport and has been all day because her and hundreds of other people have had their flights cancelled.
Mm-hmm.
And it's thousands of people a day being turned away from airports now, here in the UK. And they blame staff shortages. And they blame staff shortages on the coof. But in reality, the staff shortages come from the fact that they all laid off 50% of their goddamn staff because they had no choice because they were forced to close. And then they had no money to rehire them.
Yep.
It's that simple. And by my calculations, it was all by design.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's completely by design.
Chrissy says the minute the gates open to the US, she's off. They can bite her banger.
That's if you get an ESTA.
Yeah, that's if you get an ESTA. And that's if you get your ESTA. You get your flight booked.
Here's
you get your hotel booked. You get to the airport.
Yeah.
And they turn you away.
Yeah, and your flight gets cancelled.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a tip, Chrissy. Don't put down your social media history.
No. Just leave it. Leave it blank.
Yeah, leave it blank. Sorry, I don't do social media.
It's alarming, it's concerning, and if you think about it, it's very clearly the case that they whoever they are don't want you to travel, right? They want us all to stop this international travel because we're killing the planet. I mean, look at all these climate protesters, John. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
They don't have a clue.
They're on a Formula 1 racetrack.
I know.
They're parachuting into football stadiums, naked. Just stop oil.
Did they? That's ridiculous.
Lisa says, son just got back from Vegas yesterday. There was delays going, but not on return. And she also said to me on Twitter that they didn't check his status.
Yeah.
It is that they don't want you to travel, man. It is.
Yeah, it really is.
We've done 100 of this show now. 100. We have covered the news thoroughly. And we will continue to do so for the next 100 and beyond. But we have read the news, analysed the news, and looked at the news more than most. Now, you don't have to listen to us. You don't have to believe us. We're not telling you that everything we say is right. We're just telling you our opinion, and it's for you to go out, look for your own sources, look at things from every angle, and come to your own conclusion.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you now, on this one, I'm pretty sure I'm right. And in fact, I've been right on pretty much every prediction I've made. I'm pretty much 50 for O. So, you better not get that China prediction right, John.
No, I know. I want to be wrong.
So, John.
Yeah.
Should we tell him about the other thing?
Yeah, go on.
What other thing am I talking about, John?
The other channel.
The other channel.
Yeah.
What other
Tell him
channel?
about it.
Is there another channel, John?
The other channel.
Another channel?
Yeah, the other channel.
More of us?
More.
More of us?
More of us.
There's another channel.
Another channel.
There is. You can go and find it if you want. And that's...
You will not find it.
No, you won't. But as John said, no affiliation with the Formula One earlier. This channel is called Chasing Dissent. And this brand is called Chasing Dissent because of Chasing Liberty and Dissent Media. We took the first words, we put them together, Chasing Dissent. So what's to be done with the second words, John?
Oh, we've taken the second words and put them together.
You can go find us on YouTube now, Liberty Media, ladies and gentlemen. Liberty Media.
Yes.
What do you do at Liberty Media? Do you just do more of the same, John?
No, that would be boring.
Very boring.
No, we talk about other things.
And we don't just talk, do we, John?
And we do.
And we
do
do.
other things.
And we put
We
up
have
things...
other people.
We have other people. And we put up things that are completely irrelevant. Such as things we film of things that are happening while we're at places.
Some would say we do that just now. Put up things that are completely irrelevant.
There's a fucking Teletubby show on the other channel, John.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, because
you don't have Chucky.
they don't know, but the Teletubby show is something I filmed for my kids, and it's there. You know, it's there. It's up. So Liberty Media is where we are going to talk about. We're going to talk about pop culture, films, controversy, and do you know what the thing is? We get to be honest because I have been on the other side when it comes to pop culture and theme parks and stuff. No,
you didn't.
I have been.
You didn't die and get brought back.
No, I've been Access Media, John.
Oh right, you're not a demon.
Not yet. Maybe, but
when you went to the other side. Was it in the LGBTQI whatever?
There was a parade, but I'll just.
Okay. Right, I'll shut up then. Carry on.
YouTube, Shalini, YouTube, but you got to find it, and that's harder to do than you'd think. But I've been Access Media when it comes to the pop culture stuff, the traveling, the films and stuff. You know, I've worked with companies and been to their press events. I've been to so many after hours events at Disney, things that the general public couldn't go to. And in exchange for these lovely perks and events and access, as they call it, like I've been at the Fort Parks Fright Night, which is when all the minor celebrities have been there and no general public and stuff like that. You have to give us a softball review. So you have to act excited, give a softball review. I mean, most of these events are plying you with booze left, right, and centre for free. I must admit, they are great fun. They are great fun, but they're not the experience that the general public gets. So when you go in ahead and you review something new, or you go to a press event of an event, you're called Access Media because you're granted access to a special event or a special thing that is nothing to do with what the general public get. But you tell the general public, "Hey, come to this thing. We did it. Look how great it is." We're not going to do that. So when we review somewhere, when we travel somewhere, we're going to pay for that somewhere, just like a member of the general public. And that means we can review it properly. And believe me, when I was Access Media, there were things I wanted to say. But you would always wonder, am I going to lose my endorsements? And am I going to lose all of this? And we've worked up for a long time to get in with these companies. But we're not going to do that, are we, John? And if they
No.
offer us stuff, if we ever get offered stuff by these
But we will
companies,
take it.
no, we will take it. But it'll come with a condition that you do not editorially control anything we say. And if we say your event is shit, your event is shit.
You can be assured your event is shit.
Yes. So that's where we're at. YouTube.com/megapint1. That is YouTube.com/megapint1. You can go and subscribe to Liberty Media over there. Shalini says, I can't find you. Can we have a link, please? YouTube.com/megapint1.
Yeah, you can't find it under Liberty Media because we need to wait until we can change the name.
Well, it is called Liberty Media right now.
Yeah, but we need to wait until we can change the URL.
Yeah, we can't change the URL, so it's youtube.com/megapint1. And you can find it there. I think there's currently a parade on there. Me and John playing golf at Alton Towers is on there. So you'll find that. But
And there should be a review of Stranger Things going up there soon.
yeah, we had a conversation that we recorded about Stranger Things Season 4 that John has kindly agreed. Well, you're going to edit all of them types of conversations, aren't you? Because you like it.
Yeah.
But John's edited it out, and he's got to finish that up. We were hoping it would be live for tonight, but we had a lot to do over the past few days, and we thankfully got it to the point we are now. And there it is. So when that review goes up there, we'll obviously share it out, and we'll send people over there, and we hope you can join us over there as well. And if you want to get your pop culture news and you want to get honest reviews on things, come give us a shout, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to give people our honest take. I'm not going to do the crappy Access Media thing.
Yep.
And it's only now that I'm on the other side of it as someone from the media that I realise just how awful it is. The restrictions that they put on top of you for the Access Media. YouTube.com/ John, click that link and see if it works. I'm being told we can't be found.
Yep, worked fine.
Has that gone straight to the channel?
Yep.
There you go. Straight to the channel. You can come over, you can find us over there. But yeah, I think like from my old archive of things I took on video for my kids, there's like a bedtime thing at Butlins. There's a couple of shows up there from Butlins, and there's a parade from Disney, I think, on the channel at the moment. And there's going to be a few more things from the archives of videos I took for my kids going up there as well, because it helps for the hours, quite frankly. So yeah, John, to expansion and growth.
To expansion and growth.
Oh my god, we've lost the picture. To expansion and growth.
What's happened? Oh,
It's back. Hoo, fucking hell.
Did you just take a slug of that?
Oh yeah.
That was a mistake.
Oh, that's warm. Oh, that's nice. But it's getting warmer and warmer and
Yeah. I'm just about to watch you combust.
I'm going to wash that down. Oh, that was lovely.
Oh,
That was like. Is there anything else you want to say to these lovely people?
I love you all deeply.
You want to call it time on episode 100, John?
May love you long time.
Hold on. Say something nice to the people, John.
$5. May love you long time.
So I said say something nice to the people, John.
I thought that was nice. Yes, we think you're a wonderful audience. Meanwhile, Ben doesn't have any insurance.
No, I don't. And I'm in quite a combustible box.
This is dangerous. This is the kind of danger that we regale you with of an evening.
I got a bucket of water. I'm doing the responsible thing, John.
Excellent.
Yep,
Excellent.
I'm doing the responsible thing. I do have a bucket of water.
I think you generated quite a nice lens flare with that one.
Really?
Yeah. Or no, maybe. Let me see.
Oh,
Yeah,
you can
maybe.
look now.
Yeah, you're generating a lens flare.
Ah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Ooh, it's very Star Trek-y.
Oh yeah, J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams, yeah. Why do I keep glitching?
I don't know. Soul Jars told me to wash my Jack Daniels down with more Jack Daniels.
I'd be careful. He's just. Oh, that one worked. He's just trying to get me drunk.
I think some of that went in my mouth.
Nice.
I'm covered in it.
Yeah, you are.
There's a lot of confetti in this place. I'm gonna ask the wife to come in with the Hoover tomorrow.
Yes, yes, indeed. Excuse me, wife, could you hoover?
There was a bit of confetti on the back of my tongue. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I've run out of confetti. I've run out. I have no confetti left. It's unfortunate. But I do have this!
Oh my god, he's got another sparkle.
It's the last one, John.
Ooh, sparkle.
That was crap! Because the second half of it didn't light. Oh, come on now.
It's like a failed NASA rocket.
That's the last one as well. Oh, there it goes.
That's simple things, please, simple minds.
Yep, simple pleasures, John. Simple pleasures.
Simple pleasures. Ooh.
John's tired.
Yeah, I'm actually.
This is just for Shalini. When Boris Johnson addressed the nation, he said you must stay home. Lockdown, cower in fear for 3 weeks, which became 2 years. And I said, fuck you, Boris. You can shove your lockdown up your asshole. Fuck you, Boris. You can shove your lockdown up your asshole. When honest people, we rise together. Never can we be stopped. It's time to just say no. And Jacinda, it's time to go. Nay! And I say, fuck you, Jacinda. You can shove your tourism up your asshole.
Why, thank you.
And fuck you, Witty. Shove your pseudoscience up your asshole. Just reading the chat from Adam there. John, I'm sending you a percussion instrument.
I don't do percussion.
Send him a triangle. Ding, 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 ding. Apparently needs some tambourine.
No, don't do that shit.
I did promise that I would play that song for them on episode 100, and I feel like I have fulfilled that
promise.
obligation. Yeah.
Yes, you have.
That means I don't actually have to get the guitar out for like another 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I like it. Lisa says she's got a spare banjo. I'll take the banjo. I'll take the banjo. If it's going spare, I'll take a banjo. Quite like a banjo. Bang, 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 bang. Can you play any instruments, John?
Depends.
But what do you mean? It depends.
Depends how you define play.
Lean into your microphone so we can actually hear you.
It depends how you define play.
What does it mean? You like, for example, you would take a guitar and take a drumstick and just beat it until it's bust?
No, I wouldn't do that. I can play the double bass.
Thank you, Lisa. She said I can have the banjo. I'll take a banjo.
I used to play the double bass at school.
Really easy instrument to play, actually.
Yeah, that's why I used to play it.
Bass guitar in itself is really easy.
4 strings?
Yeah, 4 string is fine. I do like a 6-string bass. Do you know what my dream instrument is?
No, I don't really want to know.
It's a 12-string acoustic guitar, John.
Yeah, why?
They sound wonderful. They're a ball ache to string, but they sound wonderful, and I would absolutely love one.
The 2 strings just double up as one, though.
Yeah.
It's just to give it more volume, isn't it?
And it's not to give it more volume, it's to give it more depth.
Well, whatever. Volume. You say volume, you say depth, I say volume, whatever.
But yeah, I would absolutely love a 12-string acoustic guitar. Adam says he has a Chinese drum and a ukulele, neither of which you can play. Adam, you have played us a bit of your ukulele, and you're not terrible. I'm not going to lie. You're not terrible. So, take that compliment, roll with it, and play some more. And you will get less terrible. There we go. So, John,
Ben.
we have pushed this show to 80 minutes somehow.
Yes, we have.
And I think it might be time to let these lovely people leave them wanting more.
Always leave them wanting more.
Yes. Yes. Leave them wanting more. There's a little bit of a problem here.
What's up?
The outro appears to be missing.
How could you lose the outro?
I have no idea.
Suddenly,
I have found it again. I have found the outro. It's all good.
You strange.
No, it was OBS. It literally deleted it off itself. So I went into the outro scene, and it's the video itself was missing inside the scene. It wasn't there.
OBS has a bag of shit.
It kind of is, but I'm starting to use it quite nicely, actually. Souljar says 12-string beautiful harmonics. Absolutely right. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do, at this time, if you feel like we have earned it, finally, you can support us at patreon.com/Chasing Dissent, or indeed subscribestar.com/Chasing Dissent from as little as £1 a month. And we would really, really appreciate that. Now we're giving you 2 channels of content.
Indeed.
2 channels.
And if you want to catch up on my weight loss journey, you'll find it on YouTube.
Yes, you will.
Dissent Official.
You'll find it on our oh, for God's sake, Vaughan, all right, one time.
We would love it if you would support us on patreon.com/.
That's it. That's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. That is all you're getting. Now queuing up the outro, and we're going to leave you.
Look how much fatter my face was in the ticker.
I know, right? Hold on. Just for these lovely people, just to leave them wanting more, I'm going to undo the buttons, John. There you go.
Lovely.
Either that, or either they want more, or now they want to get out of here. Either way, it's really, really fucking hot in here.
Yeah, I'm bursting.
Love you all too, Soldier. Thank you all for watching this, John. Close out the show. Come on.
Bye-bye. Thank you, one and all, for attending this, episode 100 of Chasing Dissent. How the hell did we get here? How did we make it? How? I ask myself, how did we make it?
And here's to the next 100 and beyond.
Next step, 1,000.
Well, if old Sleepy Joe does remove those restrictions, then 150 might be interesting. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe.
Have a great night, everybody. And thank you for coming to the 100th show. I can't believe we're here either. And
wax on.
Wax off. Good night.
That's all we've got time for this evening, so it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him. Good night. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Daddy.
Stop playing with my bust!
Good night, everybody.
Good night, children.
Good night, Daddy.
You're a what?
A pianist!
Mwah! Good night, everybody.
You have been a delightful audience. So, good night. Thank you.
Oh, my bottom hurts. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Jim Bob.
Oh, I did love that hamster so. I took it into bed with me every night, you know.
Good night, everybody.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have to go now. I've been standing here for a very long time. I think the end of the show must have come and gone.
There you go. That's our solar system. You forgot Uranus. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening. You've been very nice to work to.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Good night, Jim Bob.